You are running a practice on broken appointments. That is why you are losing money. That is why you fail.
In this video, we're going to talk about the master retention metric because it's much easier to keep your clients than having to spend more and more money to acquire new ones. And there's one metric in root data that gives you a really good idea of kind of how your patient flow is going and how your retention is going. So let's look at the previous month as an example. So if you scroll down to the bottom, you have all these tabs over here. You're going to want to go ahead and click onto appointments. We have all these reappointment and show rate metrics right over here. So you can kind of see if you're retaining your clients for the current month. And then we have this appointment flow performance, overall completion percentage, and then we have this graph over here. So let's go ahead and jump to the chat and ask it a few questions. What is my overall appointment flow performance for the current month? So you really want to treat root data as this intelligence layer for your dental practice. You can talk to it directly and ask it questions because we all know you've spent so much time digging into spreadsheets and dashboards, trying to make sense of numbers, and you really don't have to do that anymore. You can talk to it like it's an actual person, or you can talk to it like it's Dr. Aldrich. So key takeaways: broken no show rate of 18.4%, over 10%. This is a huge opportunity. Completion rate of 77%, 1 in 5 scheduled. We want to get this closer to 90%, right? And it shows our peak hours are 8 a.m., 10 a.m., and 1 to 3 p.m. with some noticeable dips. Okay, where am I? Let's just ask it. Leaking revenue. Look at all my appointment and reappointment rates. Rank them from highest to lowest leverage to optimize for. So we really want to see all our different leaks, like where are we leaking with our reappointment rates and our new patient reappointment rates. That way we can kind of figure out exactly where to focus our efforts and optimize, so we can get some immediate impact on our revenue, and then we can start focusing on other areas and other leaks. We want to target the biggest revenue and profit unlock, and that's what root data enables you to do. You can hyper focus on where the biggest leak is versus clicking through all these spreadsheets and dashboards. So you can kind of see it's thinking just like you would have a conversation with someone who would probably, if you ask them a question like this, would have to look at data, think through it, and then give you an answer. So case acceptance, 34%. We have NP reappointment rate, all patient reappointment rate, NP show rate, broken no show rate. And so we have it even shows the gap right over here. So let's just zero in on, let's just start with this smaller one right over here. And how much revenue impact is a 9% decrease on my broken no show rate on a monthly and annual basis? So let's ask it this question. I mean, let's just see how much 9% impacts your bottom line. Seems like a small amount, but we're just trying to get back up to industry benchmarks. And if we get back to industry benchmarks, we want to see how much actual money that is adding to your bottom line. So each recovered appointment is worth 477 in adjusted production, right? Monthly 24 appointments, 11,000 in estimated revenue gain. We have 137,000 in annual. That's quite a bit that you can add to it. So let's go back actually up here. We have this completion percentage, and getting it closer to 90% would also boost production. So let's analyze this. How much revenue would I add if I got this number to 90%? So we want to get our completion rate closer to 90%. Let's see how much revenue that would add to our bottom line. And we already just found $137,000 a year just sitting on the table that your practice already has the processes to optimize for. And let's just kind of see what this overall retention metric would do, right? So each recovered appointment, 477, and that would increase 34 appointments, 16K a month, and $194,000 a year. That's a lot, okay? Key distinction: the completion rate is improvement is a superset of the broken no-show fix. It also captures appointments stuck in planned or scheduled status that never convert. So think of this as the total ceiling, right? So this is the master retention metric that I was talking about. So, okay. So how would I optimize for this and increase revenue? Give me a plan for an immediate 5-point increase. Let's just say we want to be conservative. The first month we want to go slow. We're trying to get to the 90% completion, right? But we can't do that overnight. Maybe we're understaffed and we have to do it a little bit slowly and spend some time with our staff teaching them how to increase this number. And we really want maybe like a 90-day plan or a 6-month plan to get to the 90%, right? So let's just see what the plan is. And here we go. So 5-point, that would be just another 80K to increase it 5 points. It's very achievable. So we have this 3-touch confirmation sequence. I've spoke about this in a previous video. It's kind of similar overlap here, but that's actually good news because it seems like it's a pretty simple fix. Create a short call list, right? Maintain a running list of 10 to 15 patients who want earlier appointments so you can contact them. So when a cancellation comes in, the list gets called within 30 minutes. Convert the scheduled but stalled pre-appointment engagement call for high-value visits. That's important. You don't want these people to forget. Address financial barriers, reduce time to appointment. So there you have it. These are some very simple fixes. Whether you have the staff or not, I'm assuming that you do, that you can implement a few process changes that at a minimum, this dental practice can add 80K annual revenue increase. But in reality, if they get it all the way up to the 90%, that's $190,000. So thank you so much for watching.
Acceptable.